interview, we want to word out the importance of keeping our youth safe and keeping them away from violence. And in just a minute, we're going to have Eddie Torres call in, and his daughter, Alexa Lee Torres, will be calling in because she's singing a special song this coming Saturday. And I wanted to make sure that I kept my word. And, well, today I've been dealing with my parents, which took longer than I expected, longer than I thought. So, you know, things do have to get done. And you're listening to Sound Off with E.V.E. here on WLTH Radio. The views expressed by the hosts and the callers of this show are not necessarily the views of WLTH Radio, management, owners, and sponsors. It's been a great day. It's been a very busy day. I'm driving with my parents as we speak right now. So Alexi and Lee, as we're calling her, Alexa Lee Torres and Eddie Torres will be coming up in just a minute. And just hang tight. We're going to conference them in. And it's all about keeping our youth safe. And, you know, we keep saying this. We keep hearing it. All this violence going on right now. And we need to come all together. We need to really come together in prayer. We're talking about the whole community. I'm not just talking about Gary, Indiana, Northwest Indiana, Lake County, Indiana, or the state of Indiana. I'm actually talking about the country. And with that, Omar, let me know when they connect, if they've called in or not. The call-in number is 219-885-1371. Here on WLTH Radio, the Regent's Choice. In Coach's Corner, he is already getting ready to bring his show to you, to our lovely audience.
All right, you do have your guests online.
Okay, well, hello, guys. I am so sorry. I do apologize for this delay. Didn't expect it to be this late, but when you are on someone else's time, all you can do is all you can do. Good evening. How are you?
We are good. We are good. Thank you. Thank you for having us, and no worries. We are patient people.
Yeah, you know, when you're dealing with the elderly people, it's called the patience of Job, and it takes a lot of patience. So whoever is not out there, that's out there not understanding, well, one day they'll have that patience of Job.
Sure.
So let me talk to Alexa Lee, which is Ali. I'm saying this name right? Ali. Hold on, Dad. Ely. I'm sorry, Ely. Tell me a little bit of background about you. What got you? First of all, what got you into? How old are you, and what got you into wanting to sing?
Well, I'm 19 years old right now. I'll be turning 20 in the summer. I've just been surrounded by music ever since I was a child. As you know, my father is a producer. And, you know, I grew up in the church and, you know, singing on the worship team. And I've just had a passion for music ever since I was a little girl. So it's still carrying with me, and I'm glad it is.
Well, it's certainly, I believe it's a great advantage and a blessing to have someone that actually is right there. We'll use ourselves as our example. You got your dad, so he's going to move your voice. I got my son, so I'm going to move his career as well. And it's just great to have family working together because we see the other side of our child or parent other than mom, dad, brother, sister. It's more work, career-minded.
Yeah,
now, something special is going to happen Saturday, but before we even talk about Saturday, Eileen, what moved you to be part of this? Have you had any experience with people you may know or have seen or heard a story of actually there's violence involved? And if so, how has that changed you now being part of this movement?
Well, I've never personally suffered a loss like mothers and people out there who are part of the Parents for Peace and Justice movement. But when I was told about this and asked to be a part of this fundraiser, I really tried to put myself in their shoes to try to understand what it would feel like. And you know, I really am a strong believer that, you know, we don't have to lose one to want change. So I just, you know, I grew up in Chicago, and you know, you're constantly seeing it on the news, and you know, it's something that I definitely want change for, especially because these kids are my age. So that's definitely where my inspiration came from.
Well, that's certainly a great thing that you're saying, and hopefully all you listeners here on WLTH Radio, you have children. Think about what they're going through, if they're going through any challenges. Parents, think about the challenges that you may be going through, may be impacting your children, and especially if they see violence at home, if they see violence on the street. You know, not everybody has a silver spoon, and not everyone can live in a beautiful 4-bedroom home, 2-story, where there's no crime or very minimal. But there's something that triggered for you to create a song that is called, what was the name again?
Never Forgotten.
How did that name come about, Leah?
Well, when I was in the process of writing the song, I really wanted to focus on the positive moments, and I really wanted to make that a highlight in the song. Because the song is specifically for these mothers, and I wanted them to know that all of us who are a part of this movement, that we're not forgetting who these kids were, and that we will always remember their spirits, and we'll always uplift them in order to have this change that they're asking for and, you know, working for.
Now, have you personally met with them recently, the mothers that are actually going to be hosting this event this coming weekend?
Unfortunately, I have not. As you know, my uncle, Robert Torres, we've been very involved in this whole movement, and I've met with Robert R., and we've just, unfortunately, I haven't been able to meet with them, but I cannot wait to actually speak with them this Saturday.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm sure they're anxious to meet you, and you meet them as well as I as well, and I'll be part of that movement this coming Saturday. Now, let me move just to shift a little bit over to the dad, to the creator or the person that took part of the creation of you. Eddie, welcome.
Thank you, Eva. Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about you. Where'd you come from? Are you from here, from the state of Illinois? And what got you to do music? Or tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, you know, I grew up in Chicago, as Ailey was saying. We both we've come from a background of church and always been involved in music ministry. At the age of 10, my dad bought a $26 guitar, in which I took possession of and started playing. And before you knew it, 30 years later, it's become a career to me. So my involvement has always been in music, in bands and traveling, and ultimately into production work. And now I've had the privilege to work with my daughter, which is just it's wonderful. It's hard to explain unless you're there. But it's such a great thing to be able to sit down, write with your daughter, and then ultimately put the project together and see the end results of it. But it's something that's just been part of my life. I call it ministry, only because my schooling in music probably has just been high school in band. And I know there's musicians out there that are probably listening that probably are sharing the same experience, and where you were given this gift and you just pursued it. And so thankfully I've been able to do much. I am a current voting member for the Grammys. I am also part of the Gospel Task Force, which is under the umbrella of the Grammys. I also have been part of directing churches that started small and grown into thousands of members. And it's become my ministry and career. Now this is what I do full time, thankfully.
So let me ask you, Eddie, when your daughter was born, as she was growing up, did you fathom the idea that you would actually be recording a song for her?
You know, it was my dream when I had, as soon as I had kids. I have 2 children. Joshua, he's 25 now, and my daughter Alexa, 19, Ailey. And you know, as a musician, it's the first thing that I want to happen when they come out, when they're born. Like I'm hoping that both of them are going to grab an instrument or a microphone and involve it to like their dad or follow their dad stuff. And so my son, he's great and a lot of talent. He's a poem writer. Someday I'd love to have him on the show to express and hear, so you can hear some of his poems that he has written. And then my daughter evolved into the music. And at the age of 3 years old, she had her own little stage at home, and at 3 years old, if you didn't listen to Ailey singing, she gave you an attitude. She looked at you hard and like, hey, I'm singing. And further, you know, we bought this wonderful little piano that we put in the living room, and she always had to cross it coming out of her bedroom to get to the kitchen. So she'd come out of her bedroom, and first thing she saw was the piano, which she'd jump right on it and pluck away on the piano, and she would just la 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 and sing at the age of 3 years old, and I've seen the growth in her, and yeah. To answer your question, I'm just proud. I'm a proud dad to have both my kids involved in one way or another in music.
Well, that's certainly wonderful. And I do apologize. I know, Eddie, you said if I would be at the studio, I just actually ran in here. You know, the good thing is that the studio is not far from my parents' home. So that's always a great thing. And I want to say again, thank you for your patience and all those that have been listening. I know we have people that have never tuned in to WLTH radio today. And I know that's why I made sure that some kind of way I would connect because we have an audience that was really looking forward to listening to you and tuning in here to WLTH Radio. I want to thank you for joining us here on AM 1370. I have just about 6 minutes left of the show, or 4 or 5 minutes left of the show. Tell me a little bit about, well, actually, you know what? I'd like to play some of you recorded with Ali on, and give me a few minutes and I'll pull it up. And that's going to be walking into the invite, and then you personally give us some insight about the creation that's happening this Saturday. Do you have it up, Mars? The call-in number is 219-885-1371 if anyone wants to call in real quick. But just tune in and listen to this. No, it didn't come up? Okay. Just give it a minute. You know, technology, right? It's a little slower than what we want.
Familiar with that.
Right? Exactly. All right. Yeah. Hang tight.
You're never forgotten. You're always on my mind. You're never.
All right. So that's just a little bit of what she's going to be sounding like this Saturday. So invite everyone out there, Lee.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I said, invite everyone out there. That was you just singing. A beautiful voice you have, and I'll get the privilege to meet you person to person on Saturday. So invite our audience. What's going on this Saturday?
Yes, well, we're having the Parents for Peace and Justice fundraiser event that is working with the Barrio this March 8th, Saturday. It's from 2 to 7, and we're going to be having many speakers. I'll be performing my very first single. It's just going to be an amazing, touching event, and everyone, if you can attend, that would be amazing.
Well, certainly look forward to it, as a lot of people are looking forward to it, and it's for the barrio, it's for our neighborhood, for our community. Perfect title to go along with what everyone is partaking in this. And Eddie, thank you again for doing this, because you're bringing your daughter to also be part of change. How does that feel?
Yes, you know, Eve, I'll tell you, the way this evolved in a nutshell was just simply meeting a couple great people who just have their heart to reach out to kids, to children who are in need. And that would be Robert Renteria and Robert Torres, who happens to be my brother, from the Barrio organization, and Elizabeth from Parents from the Peace and Justice. You know, her experience is, you know, it's something that there's no words to really to be able to say or to explain her pain and what she went through. But I'll tell you that my daughter and I, just to be able to be part of Parents for Peace and Justice and the Barrio, to support what they're going through, what they're trying to do, it's just a blessing in our lives. And so, you know, they're great people. The organization is great. We're hoping people will come out there. If you want to know more, I'm sure you have information available, Eve, on your radio station. You can visit my website at eddietorres.com. That's www.eddietorresmusic.com. Again, eddietorresmusic.com. And, you know, if I can plug this in, Eve, we today have launched Ailey's website. So if anyone's interested in seeing a little bit more about Ailey, the website is still in development. There'll be some more updates, but you can go to AileyTorres.com. That would be ALEE Torres.com, and you will see, you can hear a snippet of the song, you can hear my daughter read, see some pictures, and follow her. And we would love to have that audience out there. So I want to put out there, but a shout out to Robert Renteria, Robert Torres, Elizabeth, Juliana, Juan, a team that, they've developed, Robert Renteria has developed such a great team with this organization. And I'll tell you, I'm coming in at the end here, at the tail end, and just to see the people and their hearts to help, it's just a blessing to be part of. So a shout out to them. Right. And Eve, and I want to thank you personally and WLTH Sound with Eve for this opportunity. It's just it's great to be here, and I'm hoping it's not going to be the last. I'm hoping to be here again. Anything that we can offer with, we're here.
Well, actually, I will cordially invite you here on the radio for you to be one of our judges for our talent show that's coming up the last Friday of this month, and bringing also your daughter to be one of our leaders to pave the way to the young singers here in the region. And, well, I want to thank you guys for, again, waiting and being patient to come on here on WLTH Radio. Thank you again. And thank you for the support that you are also plugging my program, Sound Off with E.V.E. Continue to listen, because we're all about, as I've always said, I don't burn bridges, I build them. So help me build more. And it doesn't matter where we're from, doesn't matter what color we're from, where we are. We're all human, and that's what we have to teach our children, teach our youth, and that's what you're teaching your daughter. That's what Robert's teaching his daughter, and that's what I'm teaching my daughter, to be respected and to not allow disrespect.
And Eve, if I can add to that, we count on support. We're only as strong as those who are around us. And, one of the elements in our lives and my daughter's life and my son's life has been my wife, Juanita. And we kindly call her Beba. That's her baby childhood name.
Okay.
But she's such a great support to us, and she's there for us all the time. And I just wanted to give her a shout, as well as the family and friends who just been supporting us in what we do and supporting the barrio and the Parents of the Peace and Justice. So just wanted to give them a quick shout out.
Well, shout out to all of you. I'm looking forward to meeting you this Saturday. And with that, remember to go www.fromthebarrio.com to learn more about the Barrio movement. So join me and everyone else into this movement to bring peace, because without justice, there is no peace. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll be in touch shortly. And you guys have a blessed evening.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you. You're listening to Sound Off with E.V.E. It's a quick minute here, but I had to get this out. Do apologize, and thank you for hanging on. Coach's Corner is coming up next. Continue to listen to AM 1370, the region's choice, the best station in the nation. You guys be safe out there, be warm, and be mindful.
Through nature's tragedy, we find unity when we come together. Racism, we feel shame. No one wants to take the blame. Through the fire, we all will hang. With love, we can change when we all come together.